Coolermaster has a reputation in the world of hardware cooling. They're well known for their excellent heat sinks and water cooling devices. I've used several of their products over the years and have rarely been disappointed. The old saying goes that you get what you pay for, and with Coolermaster, even if you feel you're buying the name, their reputation always holds up to expectations. So when I got the opportunity to review the Hyper TX3, I jumped on it. So here's a little preview of what the TX3 claims to do, and then we'll put it to the test to see what it's really made of. Product features. Highlights. Aluminum fins with 3 direct contact heat pipes to provide outstanding heat dissipation. It's got a universal design. Option for adding a second fan to increase the cooling performance. It's compatible with AMD socket 754, 939, 940, AM2, and AM3. It's got an excellent airflow design with compact heatsink dimension. New 92mm fan with wide RPM range and anti-vibration rubber pads. It's compatible with all Intel socket 775 and 1156, Intel Core 2, Pentium, and Celeron. For AMD, it's compatible with all socket 954, 939, 940, AM2, and AM3s, the Phenom 2s, the Phenoms, Athlon, and Sempron. Okay, so here's my plan. I'm going to hook this thing up to my AMD setup and see what kind of heat dissipation we get. I'm going to run it under idle load for half an hour, as well as a full load for a half an hour. Here's the details of my test system. I got an AMD Athlon X2 64, 3800 plus. Of course, it's overclocked to 2.2 gigahertz. 2 gigabytes of Samsung 6400 RAM at 800 megahertz. A 320 gigabyte Seagate SATA hard drive. A Corsair 750 watt power supply, and Dr. Pepper Cherry. Installation. Installation on my motherboard is fairly straightforward. These pushpin clips, while not my favorite way of installing a CPU cooler, make things a little faster if you're in a hurry to get back to your everyday life. They were kind enough to throw in everything you would need to connect this to just about any Intel or AMD setup, along with some extra wire clip for an additional fan. I don't see the point of this unless you're going to run 2 fans on low speed for cooling. Running both fans on high would make your case sound like a Tiger Shark warjet. So everything is hooked up in a dirty hurry, mostly due to these push clips. I decided early on to go with Arctic Silver 5 thermal paste for all the tests conducted here. The computer's back together and everything's looking good. Time to get testing. Aside from the Hyper TX3, I'm also running heat tests on the Evercool Transformer 6 and a stock AMD cooler as well. After a few hours of testing, idling, and loading, here are the results of the trials. The AMD stock heatsink at idle was 34 degrees Celsius and at load was 65 degrees Celsius. The Hyper TX3, idle was at 33 degrees, load was 53. The Transformer 6, at idle we were at 33, and then load at 56. During the idle conditions where I simply let my PC sit while I ran, I got pretty close to the same temperatures on all fronts. The only one that was a little different was the stock AMD cooler, which was a little higher of course. The load stage, where I ran BioShock as well as a couple of background programs for the duration of half an hour, gave us a variety of temperatures. While the Hyper TX3 and Transformer 6 were within a mere 3 degrees of each other, the stock AMD cooler was shameful, at least 9 degrees higher than either of the other test subjects. So in the end, Coolermaster once again restored my faith in their products. They won out over Evercool and especially the stock heatsink. And if that temperature difference alone isn't enough to make you want to buy the TX3, there's also the prices. The TX3 can be had for under $25 on most online storefronts. That's half the cost of the Transformer 6, which it outperformed, and only a third more than the stock cooler. The price is right, and so are the temperatures.